everyone, this is Sarah, and I am doing a School Supplies Part 3 video. This is my Essential School Organization. Pretty much this is going to be broken into two sections, two different methods that I have. One is using the binder method. The other one is using my method that I use, which is a blend between an accordion file and a 5-subject notebook, and then a little help with filler paper, clear envelope. So let's get started. This is one of my systems that I used. I'm currently using it, and I've been using it for about 4 semesters now. Alright, so for my paper organization, I am obsessed with accordion files. Filing folders, I think, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, so like I said, I've started to label them because I have quite a few, and I actually keep them papers in here when I'm done with the semester, and I just stick it onto my shelf, and it sits there when I need it. And since I am having to reference my classes a lot because I'm near the end of my major at my associate level degree, so I end up having to go back and I have to pull out information as for my portfolio and for referencing and just giving ideas and stuff and seeing my progress. So I keep these, and I think it's easier to not keep a lot of extra stuff if you can keep it in one of these. So what I have is my 4 subjects for the fall. I've got math, this American Sign Language, my early childhood education 333 class, and then my early childhood education 366. I try to write the name of the class if I can, but because I don't always remember what the coding means, but the class name was really long. It was like Observation and Assessment of Early Childhood Education, and this one was also kind of longer, so I just squeezed it in there like that. So pretty much what I do is I've got all these clear pockets, and I put the papers in and behind there and organize them in that way. When I get like notes from class, or assignments or future projects, I put everything in here, the syllabus, anything, you name it. Like I said, sometimes I do use Post-its to separate, so if I have homework, I'll keep the homework at the front, and then any type of handouts I'll keep in the back of each tab section. This has worked really well for me for at least 3 or 4 semesters now, and I recommend it highly. This is my system that I would recommend to anybody who's trying to figure out what works for them. This works for me really well. I keep with all of my lined paper in it just so that I have clean, fresh lined paper, and I find it really useful, especially right now in my classes, because I am using lined paper, and some teachers want you to do an in-class assignment on lined paper and then turn it in, and that way you don't have to worry about the hassle of ripping it out of your notebook and then cleaning the notebook paper junk out of there and then cleaning the paper, you know, with getting the extra junk off of it. This is just something I can pull out and not have to worry about, and it's really easy and doesn't take any extra effort. This is another part of my organization strategy. I keep all the papers, the loose papers, and the homework in the accordion file that I just showed. Now, this is how I organize my notes. I've got my 4 classes also labeled in the exact same order. The order is important because this is the time of day the class is. So my math class comes first, then this class, then this class, and then this class is the least. It's not even a full semester, it's only a certain number of classes, and then the work I do is in between. So I might not have a lot of notes in this section, but I might have a lot of observations or something like that. So I'm going to open this up. So inside here, I use those long Post-its that I showed, and then I use my label maker. And then I put the label onto the Post-its. You can just write, but I like the labels because I like having my sections color-coded. They are the same color on here as they were in the accordion folder. And then this whole section, up until this one, is all about that subject. And then I have that for each one. This works really well for me. I haven't had any problems with it. I did have a smaller notebook that didn't have as many subjects, and it didn't have as many pages between the subjects, and that class required a lot of notes, so I did bleed over into another section, but it worked out fine for me because the math class that I was taking did not require notes in that book. It required notes in the binder. So that was the only problem I've ever had with this, but normally this works out great. And if you buy this kind of a brand, this is Up and Up. Other ones work as well, but they have more paper, and the lined paper is quite, has lots of lines, so you don't run over as much. And I like to take spacious notes, you know, so you have not too much cramped together so you can't find your important information. So this I would recommend for sure. So then I said I got these three subject notebooks. They are another alternative if you're not taking as many classes. I normally take 4 classes in a semester, but if you're only taking like 2 or 3, these are wonderful, and they are multiple subjects as well. These are 3 subjects, and then it gives you, alright, and then these ones give you a clear plastic sheet with a pocket in there. I'm not sure how well those work, but some of them work really well to keep, you know, maybe a class schedule or your syllabus in there, and you can also tab at the top what subject it is. So I bought these for later on, but these might work really well for you if you don't have as many classes to take, or if maybe your classes are broken up differently, this might work well for you. Another part of my method is to print off one of these each month. Normally you would have the class name in each box. So like currently I have math, and then I have I have history, then I have math, and then I have my child development and nutrition class. And then this part I write as extras, just extra things that I might need to take care of, like for the permit that I'm applying for, or when class tuition is due. So I pretty much write homework in each section of my classes. So let's say in history, I'm supposed to be reading chapters 1 through 6. If you're really fast at reading, you can write 1 through 6, you know, read chapters 1 through 6. I write read, and then I write each chapter out, and I sometimes will go like read chapter 1, and then I do another bullet point chapter 2, and I kind of break it up, because that way I don't go, oh, I read it all, and I want a check mark next to it, and I only read chapters maybe 1 through 3, and not 3 through 6. So I use this, and I print one off each month, and that way I can kind of see how I'm doing. And then if there's extra stuff that maybe I didn't finish on the previous month, I'll highlight it. Or if our class gets behind, I'll highlight it from the previous month, and then I'll keep the sheets together. This has been working really well for me to keep track of things. Some people could, you know, write your due date on there, or maybe highlight different colors for when they're due. Whatever works for you. This has been working for me rather well. I already have enough planners, so me keeping another planner isn't really worth it, or easy for me to keep track of. And writing it in my phone isn't working, so I decided to try this, and then I keep it with either in the accordion file or in one of my notebooks that I'm taking with me to class. So I find these really helpful, and my newest strategy is, let's say this is the first week of class and I have assignments up here, and then I make a line and for the new week, and then I write my new assignments after that, and then a line to separate it. And that way I can see how much work I'm actually getting done per week, instead of just, okay, I have homework and I did it. That way I can kind of see. So I make a line, and then I kind of highlight if I did not finish it, and then I kind of look back and go, oh, I got a little behind in that class. Maybe I need to put a little more effort and time into that specific subject. Alright, so the other method that I have to use for my math class right now is this binder method, and I absolutely love this binder. I got it at Target. It is a 1.5 inch binder. I wasn't sure what size I would need, but this is a pretty good size because my class has a textbook that goes in here. Alright, so pretty much my teacher recommends that we have the book and, you know, inside the binder, and then she wants us to have all these dividers. I labeled mine, but technically I could just remember it, but she wanted that. She does binder checks every test, so we have to have it organized and clean and presentable. I'll talk about what each section is. I'm not going to really show it to you because there's some personal information in there and information from my teacher. So pretty much the binder, and then right away I have the first tab which says schedule. It's this purple one, and it has the syllabus in there. And then it also has, our teacher prints off weekly schedules of what we're going to be doing in class. So I have that, and then each schedule I highlight. So I highlight the tests yellow, because it's most noticeable to me, for color-wise, it's the most noticeable. And then I highlight stuff we're doing in class, pink, and then we do assignments on Khan Academy for my math class, so I highlight that blue. If we had homework assignments besides the Khan Academy that were due, I would highlight those a different color. I normally highlight them pink, but whatever works for you, that's one system or way of doing that for me, that I can always just glance at it and go, oh, we don't have homework today, by looking at the color or looking at what we did for that day. Or the next section is called Notes and Papers. So pretty much I keep my loose leaf paper in there, and then at the front I just start taking notes. So I've been doing it each day, writing on a new sheet. Kind of wasteful, but it's been helping me a lot. Keep track of what we're doing each day and how to find it. So I write the date in the top right corner, and then I take all the notes, and then if we do multiple days, I won't write on the back of it, because sometimes writing on the back is distracting to me. I don't know why, I'm weird, whatever. But then I write the dates on the next page, and continue writing my notes. And then the filler paper, the extra filler paper is right behind that. So each time I need a new paper, I'm just writing in order, and that way I don't have to reorganize where the papers go and remember which days and remember to do that. It's too easy to lose papers for me, so I do it that way. Next section is my Khan Academy homework sheets. Our teacher gives us out these each week, pretty much, and we have to do a certain amount of assignments on the website and then prove that we did them, mark them off and stuff, and then she checks them as well. So pretty much I make a check mark whenever I practice them, and then if I level up to whatever, I make a little notation. That way I know, and I have my kind of proof that I've done that. Alright, the next section is quizzes, and I also have tests in there too, because we kind of had the test in between the quizzes. Obviously that's how it works. But anyways, yes, that's this green tab right here. And I keep them in order so that I can always look back at them. And the last tab right here is this green one. It is the textbook. So our textbook takes up a pretty good section of our book. It's that thick. That's why I need to get the thicker binder. And whenever I use the textbook, it is just a paper textbook, and we're not allowed to return it. So you're basically writing in that it's like a workbook. So anyways, the textbook, so whenever we go over an assignment in class, I use that highlighter, and I highlight it pink at the bottom on the page number, and then I highlight all the problems, the numbers 1 through 6 that we did in class. And then sometimes our teacher will say, I want you to finish this sheet at home. So then I take my yellow highlighter and I highlight the rest of the problems, and I circle the page number at the bottom. That way I can kind of color code when I have to go back and do homework and know which problems exactly I'm supposed to be doing. And then the pink shows me what we did in class in case I want to review. And then I also started to do this using my pink tabs. It's a lot of tabs, but that way I could see which days we did certain things, so I know what we kind of covered in class. I kind of ran out of Post-its because I only had a little tiny amount left, but that was kind of what I was doing for a while, and it was really working and really helping. Alright, so pretty much this is one system. Our teacher wants us to do it this way, but this is what some people like to use. They like the binder method, they like the tabs, keeping the loose leaf paper. I like the other way that I showed first, but this is one option that you could do, and it works pretty well. The only thing I don't really like about this option is that sometimes the paper, loose leaf paper, when you take notes, the pages, the holes in the pages get pulled out, so the papers are easy to fall out. Some people buy special paper that protects the hole, or use the hole protectors. That's like a little sticker that goes around the hole of the paper. Whatever way you want to do is fine. This is just one of the two options that I've tried, and I've really enjoyed. I recommend getting one of these. This one is a ruler, but it also has the hole puncher in there for punching your papers. Sometimes teachers punch them for you, and that's wonderful. Sometimes teachers don't punch them for you. And so if you don't do it on the spot, I have a hard time of actually coming home and remembering to punch them, so I have a bunch of loose papers everywhere. And I especially think this is necessary if you are going to be using the binder method of organization. So You should buy one of these. Mine broke, but technically you could clip it into your binder. There's a hole here and there was a hole here. And then that worked for me for a while when I used to use the binder method. Alright everyone, so thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and please leave me any comments or let me know what your system is. I would love to hear. Thanks, bye.